Welcome to Detroit, Michigan, where EA Sports presents the NHL regular season game between the Buffalo Sabres and the Detroit Red Wings.
I'm Jim Houston along with Darryl Ray. You ready for this?
Yes, I am. Let's drop the puck on this one.
Fedorov gets to the circle. He'll face off against Holzinger. The Detroit Red Wings win the face-off. Over to Shanahan. Interception. Shanahan made the pass to Ward. Fedorov to Ward. Ward then shot it. Buffalo races in alone. Shatan hits him. To Schmelik. Schmelik winds up. To Eriksson. Eriksson starts out at center to Ward. To Fedorov. Fedorov to the net. Rolison saves it. Detroit should be making a line change soon. Fedorov to Ward. It's one-on-one. Towards the net. Shanahan scores! The teams line up for the faceoff. Detroit has a fresh line on the ice.
Detroit goal scored by number 14, Brendan Shanahan. Assisted by number 25, Darren McCarthy, and number 27, Aaron Ward.
Penalty called for cross-checking.
Detroit penalty to number 41, Brent Gilchrist. 2 minutes for cross-checking.
The Detroit Red Wings win the faceoff. Behind the net, into the corner. The point man should be looking for the open man for a shot on this power play. He's nailed by Pekka. To the net. Pekka scores on the power play. Gilchrist gets out of the box early with that power play goal by Buffalo.
Let's take another look at what happened. It starts with a pass into the offensive zone. Pekka takes the shot and beat the goalie.
Game on. Detroit has fresh legs on the ice.
Buffalo goal scored on the power play by number 27, Mike Pekka, assisted by number 28, Donald Audette.
Buffalo has fresh legs on the ice. To Burridge, to McKee, to center. To center. Towards the net. In front of the net. Burridge one-times it from point-blank range. He covers up the puck. Pekka gets possession off the draw. The Red Wings move the puck out of their own zone. Dandenov was knocked down. Draper to the net. Moves it to Maltby. Rolison then made the save. To Woolley. To Pekka. It's 1-all. Buffalo races in alone. Draper knocked down by Odette. On to Maltby. Maltby starts out. Maltby was knocked down. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Towards the net. Shannon winds up. Who shot it from the slot? To Lidstrom. Plant picked it off. To Dandino. Dandino gets the puck to Draper. 4:34 into the first period. Fantastic goal by Maltby.
He's a good goalie, but he's not superhuman.
The teams line up for the faceoff. And they drop the puck. Detroit has fresh legs on the ice.
Detroit goal, scored by number 18, Kirk Maltby.
Ward behind the net. Erickson cleared the puck. That's icing. The puck will go back to the other end for the faceoff. Yzerman wins the draw cleanly. The puck's knocked loose by Burridge. The Detroit Red Wings lead by just a goal. Moves in towards the net. Primo shoves Kozlov into the corner behind the net. Penalty called. McCowan gets called for cross-checking.
Detroit penalty to number 32, Jamie McCowan. 2 minutes for cross-checking.
And they drop the puck. Detroit should be making a line change soon. 1:41 left in the penalty. Buffalo beats out the icing call. Schmelik into the corner. He winds up. Detroit will force the power play to work hard in this outnumbered situation. Detroit has really been moving the puck around well. Shannon gets called for roughing.
Buffalo penalty to number 8, Daryl Shannon. 2 minutes for roughing.
The Buffalo Sabres win the faceoff. Woolley to his own zone. The Red Wings still lead by a goal. Chips it ahead to Ward. Zhitnik moves it into the middle to center. To the net. Erickson gets knocked to the ice by McKee. McKee over to the wing. To Ward. The Red Wings change up their lines. Shatan to his own zone. Detroit will get a short power play here. McKee jars the puck loose. He took the shot.
When we look back, that save might prove to be large.
Towards the net. McKee to the net. Kruk moves it over to the wing. Moves in. Into the corner. The Red Wings 2, Buffalo 1. Time runs out on the penalty to Shannon. To McCowan. The save was then made by Rolison. Pass intercepted by Fedorov.
Last minute of play in the first period.
The Sabres come out of their own zone. Holzinger races in alone. Detroit should be making a line change soon. To Shanahan. Shanahan to center. The Red Wings change up their lines. Schmelik hits him. 10 seconds remaining in the period. Buffalo beats out the icing call. And that's the end of the first period.
Fans, if you are hit by a puck, please stay in your seat and wait for the medical attendant.
Time now for the second period of EA Sports NHL 99. Fedorov gets to the circle. He'll face off against Holzinger. To Fedorov. Ward shoots! To Fedorov. Back to Ward. Erickson made the shot. McCarty scores! The ref gets ready to drop the puck. Plant gets thrown out of the faceoff circle. The ref gets ready to drop the puck. And they drop the puck.
Detroit goal, scored by number 25, Darren McCarty, assisted by number 44, Anders Eriksson, and number 27, Aaron Ward.
Ward turns it over. The puck's knocked loose by Plant. Detroit looks to be in control of this game.
Big time body blast.
Buffalo will send some bodies to the front of the net and hope for a good shot from the point. That's stopped.
He has them stymied.
He covers up the puck for the faceoff. The ref gets ready to drop the puck. Detroit has a fresh line on the ice. A delayed call against Sanderson. He covers up. Sanderson gets called for interference.
Buffalo penalty to number 80, Jeff Sanderson, 2 minutes for interference.
Yzerman gets to the circle. He'll face off against Pekka. To Eriksson. The puck's knocked loose by Zhitnik. Kozlov moves it on. To Lapointe. To Yzerman. Detroit has a solid lead. Eriksson intercepts the pass. To Kozlov. Zhitnik out of his own zone. Zhitnik to the net. Odette made the shot. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. He holds onto it. They drop the puck. The Detroit Red Wings win the faceoff. To Lidstrom. Lidstrom winds up. He takes a slap shot. Detroit having success at both ends of the rink in this game. To center. Schmelik moves in. Holzinger scores a shorthanded goal. The teams line up for the faceoff. Holzinger gets waved out of the faceoff circle. Fedorov gets to the circle. He'll face off against Shatan. And they drop the puck.
Buffalo goal, scored shorthanded by number 19, Brian Holzinger, assisted by number 42, Richard Schmelik.
Time runs out on the penalty to Sanderson. Holzinger was knocked down by Lidstrom. He covers up. Buffalo will have to have another player take the faceoff. Draper gets to the circle. He'll face off against Brown. Detroit has fresh legs on the ice. Maltby into the middle. Detroit looking to increase its lead. Woolley starts out. The Sabres change up their lines. Woolley out of the corner. To Draper. Draper feeds it ahead to Maltby. The Red Wings change up their lines. Moves it on to Burridge. Buffalo dumps the puck in on the end boards. Burridge beats out the icing call. To Primo. Primo to the net. Burridge intercepts the pass. Kozlov over to the wing. The Red Wings change up their lines. Fedorov intercepts the pass. Detroit has really passed the puck well in this game. McCarty to Ward. Short pass to Burridge. Nickel starts out. He's got a breakaway. To Burridge. McCarty picked it off. Shanahan out of his own zone. Shanahan winds up. The glove save was made by Rolison. Plays the puck to Primo. Buffalo needs to get a fresh line out there. The pass is intercepted by Eriksson. Burridge scores! The ref gets ready to drop the puck. Detroit has a fresh line on the ice.
Buffalo goal, scored by number 12, Randy Burridge, assisted by number 44, Alexei Zhitnik, and number 45, Scott Nickel.
McCowan could be biting off more than he can chew. Barnaby drops his gloves. McCowan gets things started.
I'll give him credit for hanging on.
McCowan will get 5 minutes for that little show of affection. So will Barnaby.
Detroit penalty to number 32, Jamie McCowan, a 5-minute major for fighting. Buffalo penalty to number 36, Matthew Barnaby, a 5-minute major.
Then moves it ahead to LaPointe. Detroit should be making a line change soon. The Red Wings change up their lines. Sanderson starts out. The Sabres start changing on the go. A shot! To Yzerman. Detroit leaves this line out for an awfully long shift. Over to Pekka. Coop gets checked into the boards by Odette. Pekka scores!
He gave it a gallant effort, but not much chance of stopping that.
Fedorov gets to the circle. He'll face off against Holzinger.
Buffalo goal, scored by number 27, Mike Pekka, assisted by number 80, Jeff Sanderson.
Detroit has fresh legs on the ice.
He doesn't have to be told twice to finish his man.
Plant shoots! That's robbery! Buffalo hanging on to the lead. To Ward. Detroit should be making a line change soon. Pekka over to the wing. Pekka to the net. To Odette. The pass was intercepted. Odette shoots! 5 seconds remaining in the period. After 2 periods, the Sabres are ahead 4-3.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you head for the exits tonight, please remember to give a generous donation to your local minor hockey association.
Welcome back for the 3rd period of today's game on NHL 99. The ref gets ready to drop the puck. He's jolted by Fedorov. Buffalo pushing for a little more insurance now. Holzinger shot it. To Eriksson. Eriksson up to Ward. Holzinger jars the puck loose. Eriksson moves it ahead to McCarty. Rolison gets it. Eriksson winds up. Shannon moves it ahead. The puck's knocked loose by Holzinger. Detroit should be making a line change soon. Belted and knocked down by Shannon. Sanderson passes across. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Chips it ahead to Fedorov. The Red Wings change up their lines. Into the corner. Holzinger over to the wing. The Sabres will change on the fly. Saved! To Krupp. Krupp to LaPointe. Belted to the ice by Zhitnik. The penalty will be called as soon as the Sabres touch the puck. Penalty called for slashing.
Buffalo penalty to number 80, Jeff Sanderson. 2 minutes for slashing.
They drop the puck. Detroit should be making a line change soon. Pass intercepted. Zhitnik to his own zone. Ward passes ahead. To Ward. To Kozlov. Woolley moves it into the middle. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Woolley made the shot from the slot. Woolley passes it back. LaPointe starts out. The Buffalo Sabres 4, the Detroit Red Wings 3. Buffalo needs to get a fresh line out there. Eriksson was knocked down. Zhitnik gets the puck to Pekka. Detroit really needs to get another line out on the ice. Pekka winds up. He hangs on to the puck. The Detroit Red Wings win the faceoff. Krug gets hit. Time runs out on the penalty to Sanderson. To Shatan. He scores! Let's get another look at that goal.
Here he has the puck. Then it was passed. Shatan takes the shot, and it found a home in the back of the net.
The ref gets ready to drop the puck.
Buffalo goal, his 30th of the season, scored by number 81, Miroslav Shatan, assisted by number 42, Richard Schmeling.
Gilchrist scores! Draper gets to the circle. He'll face off against Pekka.
Detroit goal, scored by number 41, Brent Gilchrist.
The Sabres will change on the fly. The puck's knocked loose by Odette. Woolley shoots! Krug on to Maltby. 4:48 left in the game. Buffalo clinging to the lead right now. Dandino to Draper. Detroit should be making a line change soon. Maltby was knocked down. Woolley dumps the puck in on the end boards. Brown beats out the icing call. Then he fired it. Buffalo clinging to the lead right now. Zhitnik over to the wing. The Sabres start changing on the go. Offside. They drop the puck. The Sabres win the faceoff. The puck gets knocked loose. To the net. Holmstrom moves it ahead. Barnaby out of his own zone. Buffalo has a breakaway. Gilchrist passes across. Barnaby goes offside. They drop the puck. Fedorov wins the draw cleanly. Belted to the ice by Schmeling. 2:57 left in the game. Moves in towards the net. To McCowan. Interception. Fedorov passes across. Detroit should be making a line change soon. Towards the net. To Wilson. He hangs on to the puck.
Darren McCarty scored perhaps the prettiest goal of the 1997 Stanley Cup playoffs. It ended up being the Stanley Cup winning tally.
Pekka gets waved out of the faceoff circle. They move into position for the faceoff. The puck is dropped. Detroit has a fresh line on the ice. Woolley moves in. To Barnaby. Quick shot! Buffalo pushing for the insurance marker at this point. Detroit should be making a line change soon. Buffalo clinging to the lead right now. Great hit! 1:15 left in the game. The Sabres start changing on the go. Odette passes back. Detroit needs to get a fresh line out there.
Last minute of play in the third period.
The Sabres change up their lines. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. He hangs on to the puck. The Red Wings win the faceoff. Only 30 seconds to go in the game. Plant fired it, chips it ahead to Dandino. 20 seconds left in the game. It's 1-on-1. To Draper, quick shot. To to Draper. Woolley clears the puck. That's it. This one is over. The Red Wings are downed by the Buffalo Sabres.